Once again, we are back. My name is Tulani Nkala. I bring you Ubaba Hikwa. I know last year he was here and he is here again. So once you see him again like this, we know that things are about to happen. So Baba Hikwa, we welcome you on Maternal Broadcasting Corporation.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Nkala. Before I start, I would like to thank you very much for the work you are doing for the Mtwagazi region, namely Matabeleland, North, South, and Midlands. I've seen the good work you are doing to try and foster understanding of who we are, where we are, why we are where we are, and maybe where should we go as a nation. I've seen great interviews around the kingship and obviously around the Mtwagazi difficulties that we all know.
Yeah.
And as an introduction, really, I would like to say I happen to represent the majority portion of the Mtwagazi mix.
Mm-hmm.
The Mtwagazi mix obviously includes the Nambias, the Xhosa, the Tswana, the Kalanga, the Zulus, the Ndebeles. Well, I know when I say Ndebeles, you know, the Ndebeles who were obviously who joined the Ngunis from Natal and Mpumalanga and the rest. But to be precise, really, I represent one of the major Mtwagazi tribe, which is Amakalanga.
Dubula. Buyan, Bukalanga.
Lingani nasipati Sene muchali muti uchile maboko Sene muchali muti uchile maboko
Buyani Bukalanga Gathering 5 July 2025 Northampton.
And they are predominantly found in Plumtree, although due to displacement, they are all over. You'll find them in Gwanda, you'll find them in Cholochonkai, Mbembe, Selupane, Ekezematowo.
Yeah.
So we are here in UK, abroad as commonly referred to as the diasporans.
Yeah.
But having realized that the generations are now gradually increasing in terms of number of years people spend here and the multiplication of the people from abroad, we thought we should gather. We did gather and formulated a plan to try and ensure that our offsprings, people who are born abroad, mainly here in Europe or UK, they don't lose out in terms of heritage, language, and other traditions that we grew up enjoying ourselves because we were not born here. We are now British by obvious naturalization, but we do have children who are British by birth. And those are really a big problem because they are not on day-to-day subjected or having experience of learning through transcending that we enjoyed from home. So the primary objective of our association really is to ensure that we foster that understanding, we ensure that our children don't lose out on our heritage, language, food, and the lifestyle, so that whenever they go back home, they don't feel alien, At least they can easily gel in, integrate with their kids and kins back home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the Bukalanga Gathering,
Mhm.
how many years has it been going?
Yeah, it started around, the deliberation started around 2015, thereabout. And I think our first gathering was in 2016 in Nottingham. But then there's been a bit of a break, and some colleagues tried to do it online during the COVID years. But it started around that time, 2015, 2016, up to now. We gather annually to celebrate our heritage and other things.
Yeah. So that as you have been doing this yearly,
Yes.
how do you rate or how do you assess the success of the gathering?
I would say, in terms of, because the whole objective is not about the gathering itself, but it's about expounding the knowledge, the skills, the lifestyle, the traditions and heritage of the Kalanga people. So we do have an executive committee and a working committee, which has various pathways that work. There are various work streams that look at different things, special things like education, legal awareness, health and social inclusion. And again, obviously, we had a bit of influx of people who came, the health and social care workers on sponsored visas. So we do have programs that run throughout the year to ensure that we integrate with our brothers and sisters who join us here. And we also ensure that we create some career pathways for our children. We do have, obviously, kind of all professionals are representative or represented in our association. So we do have periodic forums where we discuss matters that matter, like legal awareness, health and social care, mental ill health, integration, criminality, immigration issues, all those things. So we do work a lot during the year. And then when we gather, it's kind of celebrating what we've achieved over the years. Then to answer your question precisely, whether we are witnessing some development, the answer is yes. From where we started and where we are now, we have done some registration with obviously the legal bodies here. We are almost finalizing registration of charity. And we were a legal entity in our own right. So, and we do invite local leaders. For instance, last year, our guest of honor was the local mayor of Northamptonshire. This year, we've got a representative of the king. I think they are called, I don't know whether it's Lieutenant Admiral. I can't remember their title precisely, but is a senior king's representative in the county. We've invited him to be the guest of honor. We do interface with, because I forgot to mention that actually Kalanga, the other big percentage or critical mass of Kalanga people is found in Botswana.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you enter Botswana and Vakaranga up to Tetsewe, far beyond inward or even pulling towards Dukwe, Tutume, this other side, or Selive Peak, all that area is inhabited by Kalanga people. So we work as well with our brothers and sisters who found themselves on the other side of the boundary due to colonization lines. but we know we are one and the same people. So we work with the Botswana embassy, we work with Kalanga people from Botswana who are here. We integrate very well. Actually, previous gatherings, our main master of ceremonies always been a lady from Botswana.
Mm.
And once we are together, it's difficult to tell whether this one is from Botswana or from Zimbabwe. It's just like the Zulus in Zimbabwe. Those who are in rural areas who are not maybe poisoned with the town language. If you take an old man from Kai and put him Wanongoma, they talk same with those people. So while they put boundaries, the white people, and divided us, but we were still together. One and same thing.
Okay, no, it sounds like you are really doing a lot of things. Some people might have thought that maybe you just do the Bukalanga Gathering just once a year and that's it. So it is not.
No, it isn't. Yesterday, we had a very powerful session on legal awareness. One of our legal practitioners among us was chairing the session where we deliberated on a lot of legal issues that touch people, especially immigrants in this country.
Okay. So last year, where was the gathering, and what were the highlights according to you?
Last year we gathered at Northampton. It's called St. Crispin Club. It's in Northampton there. The highlight really was that we had the mayor of the town among us, and that was us trying to justify or reflect that we're not about isolating ourselves. We are about integrating into the community that we live in. We invited Mayor so that we introduce ourselves to him, that if ever there are local activities, locality activities, council activities, whether it's AIDS awareness, social inclusion, whatever it is, we are there with our children to participate and be part and parcel of the community we live in. So to me, the highlight was bringing the mayor to talk to us, and us telling the mayor that we are here as a group, and our really aim is to kind of maintain our heritage, but at the same time, we do want to have a cross-cultural exchanges and integrate fully within the community we live in.
So what's the date of the Bukalanga Gathering of this year?
This year, the date will be the 5th of July. What we normally do is always the first week of July. I think the first week of July this year falls on the 5th. So it's gonna be the 5th of July, Same venue. The reason why we're going to the same venue, we have done some risk assessment and actually realized that the place is user-friendly to children. The children's rights and protection will be well safeguarded while we're there. That's the reason why we went back there due to public demand. Our feedback post-event, people were very impressed with the venue. So we're going back to the same place, having considered the welfare of our children while we gather.
Okay. So what do you have in store for the people in terms of your program this year?
Well, first things first, the food will be excellent. The food will be powerful. We'll be having some traditional dishes from our ladies, and everything will be there. And even those who want to enjoy and take off the stress, we do have all brands of the wisdom water, alcohol, beer. And obviously, we will have a keynote address by the King's representative. Then we will have a lot of entertainment. We'll be having our traditional drumming. We'll have our ladies showcasing our traditional dress. We'll have our music with our renowned DJs. And you know the Kalanga music, Banolila, which has been a hit from the time we took over independence up to now.
Yeah.
And that's our signature song, Banolila. Children are crying, my uncle, can I have money to take them to school? Yes, apart from that, our children will be doing some sketches, and we also encourage people from abroad. The only problem, our resources are still a bit mean, but we really would love to bring in some artists from back home so that they showcase who we are. We also bring them from Botswana, like Banabantogwa. We've been trying to bring them since last year, and this year we almost did it, but time wasn't on our side. We do bring artists from back home as well to come and play. We have local bands here from our own people as well who will be playing, but predominantly the day is also about integrating, socializing, taking off the stress of this country. So we do give more time to playing our music and dance and just enjoy. That takes the bulk of our time after having showcased our heritage and traditional artifacts and dances and music and food.
Yeah. Let's say someone who is listening to this conversation says, oh, this sounds very interesting. I would like to go. However, they will be asking themselves, how much am I supposed to pay to get into this?
Yeah. Actually, we took into consideration the inflation that is around. We know monies don't go very far with people, so we just settled for £10 entry. 10 pounds entry. I think it's 15 pounds. It's 10 pounds in advance and 15 pounds entry by the gate. Those who are members, 10 pounds. And that is inclusive of a plate of good sadza and food. We also sell things like woods, t-shirts, with the Kalanga colors and badges and all that. So that is being sold online. It's there online as well. It will be there by the gate on the day.
Do you provide stores for the people who will be coming there or not?
We do, actually. We are marketing online. People who want to come and showcase their businesses, because we've got a very vibrant website, and whether they have business here or back home, if they want to come and showcase whatever they are doing, yes, we do it for a fee. Unfortunately, I don't have the figures in front of me, but I think we agreed that this year is going to be £50 per stall. But those who want to pay more and be members, I think they pay up to 200 special business people. Then they've got the right to advertise their business in our websites and other platforms where we are.
Okay.
Mm.
No, that sounds very organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do have a GoFundMe going around. Anyone listening who wants to contribute to this noble cause, they can go on GoFundMe and maybe type Bukalanga Gathering. They will find a GoFundMe going around. You are soliciting for few coins so that we make the day and future programs more meaningful, because we know we've got orphans among ourselves here, and we've got some people who are not working, maybe due to immigration issues.
Mhm.
And we do have people who die among us. Some don't have policies. So we would really want to have a good resource base so that we help our people. We do have a company or association bank account where we deposit the money. They don't go to any individually. And we've got the treasurer and the executive board that looks at those things. I happen to be the chair of the executive board. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Hikwa, I think maybe today, if we can
Summarize.
stop here. However, if you can give us your closing remarks.
Yeah. Well, my closing remarks really will focus on the union of Umtwagas, the Matebeleland, because we are the largest group in the region within the mix of Mtwagas. We don't want to appear as if we are isolating ourselves from the nation of Mtwagas. We know there are other work streams for Matebele and Mtwagas. I know we're in part of them because while we are Kalangas, but we are Matebeleland. We are Matebele. I mean, I know people think differently, but there's always been this adage of uniting our people that umzilikazi nomambo babebusa bonke. Kudala kwakunganje umhlaba uyaphenduka. Mambo nomzilikazi, they never fought each other, but anyway, I know there's so much controversy there. But what we want to say is we are part of Matebeleland. We just want the Kalanga language, Kalanga heritage to be there, but we know we belong to a larger union of Matebeleland, because while we have our own Kalanga problems, we know that we also have what we call regional problem, regional difficulties that affects our people. Our people are in Bulawayo, they're in Gwanda, they're in Kai, they're everywhere. So I know there is a Matebeleland Heritage Day coming, I think it's in Manchester. I was glad we were invited there. We would go there as part of the larger mix, because Matebeleland Heritage also covers us. We are part of it. So we'll be going there. Our ladies, we encourage them to wear their Kalanga dress and feel part of. And if we were there and there are Sotus, there are Xhosas from Mbembesi, there are people from Nambia, from Binga, Tongas. We will value that mixture and diversity of some cultural traditions and heritage under the umbrella of Matebeleland. We are a united force. Together we'll stand. So there isn't that thing that maybe we want to do our own things. We respect the king. The king, I know the Kumaros have got their own problems, but we know that we've got kings now in Matebeleland. One is my relative, Hikwa, as you know, she was installed chief, not king, I mean chief, yeah.
Okay.
There's Chief Hikwa there, and once you are a chief, I mean, traditionally you should be answerable to a king. So our chiefs will have to work with other chiefs within the region and be answerable to a king for cultural and traditional issues which are non-political. So we were very clear on that one. We are part and parcel of Mpaga's. I mean, maybe you know that I'm a very active member of MRP.
Okay, no, thanks very much, Baba Hikwa. We hope and we wish you the best. We hope that the Bukalanga Gathering of this year is going to be a resounding success.
Dubula. Buyan Bukalanga.
Lingani nasipati Sene muchali muti uchile maboko Sene muchali muti uchile maboko
Vuyani Bukalanga Gathering 5 July 2025 Northampton.